So good morning, everyone. Welcome to Women Against Abuse 11th Annual I Pledge campaign. The Women Against Abuse I Pledge campaign offers the community an opportunity to get involved in the effort to end domestic violence. The 2018 campaign, Students for Safer Relationships, will illuminate the prevalence of teen dating violence and honor local schools who are leading the way in preparing students to pursue healthy relationships. We ask everyone here today to join this effort in taking the I Pledge campaign at the Verizon mobile station right over there in the back. You can download also the I Pledge Toolkit for ways to live the pledge all year long. I am now pleased to introduce to you my sister, Janine Lisitsky, the Executive Director and President of Women Against Abuse. Let's give her a round of applause, please.
Thank you, Argie. And good afternoon, everyone, and welcome. It is wonderful to see all of you here today. I'm thrilled that we're gathered again this year to recommit to the work of leading the struggle to end domestic violence. Today, I'm excited to talk about empowering our young people to pursue healthy relationships and prevent teen dating violence and abuse. The prevalence of teen dating violence is significant. 1 in 3 teens in the United States is a victim of physical, sexual, emotional, or verbal abuse from a dating partner. Girls and women between the ages of 16 and 24 experience the highest rate of intimate partner violence. It's almost triple the national average. And only 1/3 of teens who were in a violent relationship ever told anyone about the abuse. Over half of college students say they don't know how to identify dating abuse, and they don't know how to help someone who's experiencing it. Relationship violence is a scourge in our own community. Just weeks ago, we felt the loss of precious life twice. Caden Mancuso, a beautiful 7-year-old child beaten to death by her abusive father, and the head of our own City Council's Human Resource Department, Linda Rios, murdered by her estranged husband. This reminds us that no one is immune to this violence. It's not about how smart you are, how much money you make, what your cultural background is, or anything else about you. These tragedies break our heart and tear at our community and illuminate the pressing need for action and change now. It is for these lost lives and all of the silenced voices that we raise our voices today to pledge against relationship violence. The Women Against Abuse SAFER program, Safety Awareness for Every Relationship, gives young people the opportunity to discuss and learn about relationships, to think about the boundaries they want to set in their own dating, with their own dating partners, to visualize what they want and don't want in a relationship, and to consider the power dynamics in healthy, unhealthy, and abusive relationships. Through the SAFER curriculum, our prevention team delves into the importance of consent, the different types of abuse, how to handle conflict, and dating in a digital age. They also discuss warning signs of an abusive relationship, like excessive jealousy or a barrage of text messages at all hours of the night, demanding to know where you are and who you're with. This prevention work is fundamental to equip young people to understand the dynamics of dating violence so that they can pursue healthy relationships. In closing, I want to thank the many policymakers and city leaders here today, the Women Against Abuse staff and board members, our domestic violence partner agencies, and community partners for being part of this transformational work. And I also want to extend my heartfelt thanks to Verizon, our incredible founding partner. We are so grateful for your leadership and commitment. It is now my honor to introduce Mayor Jim Kenney, who has taken an unprecedented stand to address domestic violence in Philadelphia and help assure safety for all victims. Mayor Kenney, it is such a privilege to have you here with us today.
Thank you so much. Listen, we're waiting for the mayor right now, and he's going to be up shortly. But in lieu of that, we're going to have Trevor Shemanek, who will be sharing his story with us. Trevor is a 20-year-old sophomore at Manor College, where he plays on the baseball team. He is joined today by his family as well as his friends from his alma mater, St. Joseph's Preparatory School. And Trevor, thank you so much for taking a public stand today to educate our young people. Let's give Trevor a big round of applause.
Most of you probably don't remember turning 6 years old, but I do. I turned 6 at midnight on September 1st, 2004 in a police station. Some detectives of the South District were singing happy birthday to me, while others were taking pictures of the bruises on my mom's face. My dad was arrested that night after a huge fight between him and my mom that ended with my 8-year-old brother, Dylan, throwing himself between the two of them to stop them. I don't remember anything else about that night until I saw the two of them tangled in the vestibule of our house and heard my mom screaming. I was so young that I honestly don't remember any other situations like this between my parents. But it was clear to me in that moment that this was not the first time. It was obvious that my mom had gone to great lengths to keep this secret from Dylan and me, so that we never felt different from other families. My dad was a drug addict, and my family was falling apart. My mom has made it a point to always want the best for me and my brother, and this situation was no different. It would have been easy for my mom to not talk about what happened in her relationship or just move on, but this was not something she wanted our family to forget about. She made sure that we were aware of the effects of domestic violence, one of them being the way that this one night made me feel. She never wanted me to think a relationship like that is normal. We worked together as a family to listen to each other and learn how to communicate our emotions, even anger. But most importantly, we have focused on kindness and empathy. My childhood experience is the reason that I've kept a heightened awareness during my teenage years to the prevalence of domestic violence, since I have witnessed firsthand the result of an abusive relationship. As I get to know someone I could potentially date, I look for characteristics such as trust, healthy boundaries, and respect. With intensity and emotions running high in teen relationships, along with the unfortunate example of domestic violence in many households, it's easy for teens to perpetuate the cycle. However, I believe if more teens focus on healthy relationships, physical and mental abuse can be avoided. I want my friends and classmates, especially those from St. Joe's Prep and Manor College, to know how easy it can be to fall into an abusive relationship. I want them to know about the resources, such as the Philadelphia Domestic Violence Hotline, available to them if they do find themselves in a bad situation or know somebody that is. And most of all, I want them to understand what a healthy relationship is, so they can be safe and happy. We must interrupt the cycle of domestic violence with education. So that's why I'm pledging. I pledge to talk about this and be more direct with my friends about abusive relationships. I pledge to talk about domestic abuse in teen relationships. I pledge to raise my voice as a male survivor and say that love deserves respect. You can make a difference too, by advocating for survivors, like sticking up for them around your friends or family, and most importantly, believing survivors when they tell you about abuse. Join me today in pledging to end relationship violence. Before you leave here, go to the pledge tent and take the first step by signing the pledge. Thank you for your time today, but most of all, I thank you for your commitment to ending the cycle of domestic violence.
Thank you, Trevor, for taking the courageous step to share your story with us today. Your voice as a young person is incredibly powerful. It is now really my honor to introduce you to Jim Kenney, who has taken an unprecedented stand to address domestic violence in Philadelphia and help ensure safety for all victims. It is now my privilege to welcome Mayor Jim Kenney.
Thank you very much, and pleased to be here with you all today. Excuse me? You have a pizza on your head. Okay, I just want to make sure you knew that. Okay. Domestic violence tears away at our communities. Events like this one are important to bring attention to this issue, which is far too prevalent in our city, in any city. In Philadelphia, police respond to over 100,000 domestic violence-related calls each year. Domestic violence is at the core of many of the health and social issues our city struggles with, including homelessness, addiction, and educational barriers. Abusive relationships shatter lives, as we recently experienced with the tragic loss of a dear colleague, Linda Rios, who was killed by her estranged husband. Linda's 4-year-old daughters will now grow up without their mother, and this senseless violence needs to stop. It's on all of us to help ensure that Philadelphia's young people are given the opportunity to pursue healthy, respectful, and safe relationships. Every person deserves to be loved and respected, not controlled or manipulated. We're committed to doing better here in Philadelphia. We actually created a brand new office to coordinate our efforts to prevent domestic violence. Local government needs to have a role in addressing this issue. Our Director of Domestic Violence Strategies, Azucena Ugarte, has been hard at work improving the coordination and provision of domestic violence services with the ultimate goal of enhancing the safety of our residents. Since 2017, the Domestic Violence Prevention Team has expanded support for victims of domestic violence, developed a standard screening for domestic violence, and piloted it at homeless intake centers. If your domestic partner is ever making you feel unsafe or uncomfortable, remember there are resources that can help you. Call the Philadelphia Domestic Violence Hotline immediately and make a plan to leave safely. I want to thank Janine with Women Against Abuse and all of you here today for shining a light on this critically important issue. And again, thank you for allowing me to be here to support you. Thank you.
It is now my pleasure to present the 2018 Pat Fox Trailblazer Award, named after former Philadelphia Police Department Deputy Commissioner Pat Fox. This award honors advocates who exemplify leadership and commitment in the struggle to end domestic violence. This year's honorees are Sarah Schwartz, the Director of Social Services at CB Community School, and Stephanie Contreras, the Resilience Specialist at El Centro de Estudiantes. Women Against Abuse is grateful to be able to provide its safer programming in CB schools and El Centro. And Sarah and Stephanie have been champions in the effort to educate and prepare the young people that are in their care to pursue healthy relationships. Sarah and Stephanie We are so thankful to work alongside you, and we'd like to recognize the leadership of CB Schools, Community School, and El Centro for prioritizing this work among its students. Please come up and accept this token of our appreciation.
Thank you so much, Women Against Abuse, for this award and for being a strong community partner with CB Community Schools. We thank you for supporting our students to be caring to themselves and to others by recognizing the value of healthy relationships. CB Community Schools is a school that was created for young people who've struggled or not been served in neighborhood high schools or felt that people have given up on them. All of our incredibly resilient students have been involved in foster care or juvenile justice, coping each day with their trauma and life experiences through systems that have had a hard time meeting their needs. Community partnerships are integral to how we support our students at CB Community Schools. With over 40 community partnerships, CB Community is not only able to provide strong academic support to our students, we also provide our students with the social and emotional supports to be okay in the world. Navigating relationships as a teen is hard, as we all know. And navigating relationships as a teen in foster care or the juvenile justice system creates unique challenges for our students. The SAFER program has a huge impact on our entire community because it can adapt to and acknowledge our students' experiences. The program represents our school values. Students learn to be caring to one another, recognize warning signs of unhealthy relationships, and feel safe to explore their relationships regardless of race, gender identity, gender expression, and sexual orientation. The program also supports our school team to be able to better reflect with students about healthy relationships. We are confident that our partnership with the SAFER program, and Women Against Abuse gives our students the language and the skills they need to identify that every teen in a relationship matters and deserves a peaceful, equal partnership. I'm going to end with a couple of words about what the SAFER program means to one of our students. This is Kwa.
The relationship group helps you out a lot. You can go to them and feel comfortable to talk about the relationships when it's hard to talk to your peers alone. They teach you about abuse, the LGBTQA community, and to be confident within yourself.
Thank you.
Next, Stephanie Contreras from El Centro.
Thank you so much. Sure. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Stephanie Contreras, and I am the Director of Counseling and Resiliency Services at El Centro de Estudiantes High School, located in the Kensington neighborhood of the city. It is a pleasure to share this stage with the phenomenal people at Women Against Abuse. For the past 3 years, since the implementation of the SAFER curriculum at El Centro, I have been a witness to the impact it has had in moving the needle forward towards eliminating abuse in the city of Philadelphia. I can vouch for its efficacy because my students are better versed at what constitutes a healthy relationship. Through the help of Women Against Abuse, we are building a culture of consent with our students that gives me hope in a time where many adults with very high stake positions struggle with understanding the insidious ways that abuse has infiltrated our culture. This work on the grounds levels me and it helps me roll up my sleeve and show up for our young people. Thank you. Women Against Abuse has taken the curriculum a step further by motivating students who have completed the curriculum or the course to lead their own workshops to increase the impact and the influence of the content. So far, over 150 students have been exposed to the full curriculum. Most palpable to me is that the number of teen dating violence-related incidents at El Centro have decreased exponentially. I'm grateful that Women Against Abuse connected with El Centro in order to reach a generation who is eager to do better and be more informed so that they have a shot at healthy love. Last but not least, the staff training has helped the teachers and administrators at El Centro feel reassured and confident when identifying and confronting intimate partner violence in the classroom and other educational settings. And this is no small thing. To feel that we are building a stronger community with aligned values in order to better resist abuse in all its forms. Moreover, I want to share this recognition with the foot soldiers, the community educators who come at our school every week ready to work with high spirits. Specifically, Karen, Kelsey, and Christian at Women Against Abuse, who are approachable. Who are approachable, well-rounded, dedicated, and fun educators who take the work seriously. Your gift at reaching the students gives pulse to the curriculum and makes the difference in shifting the culture for the better. Thank you to all of you who made such partnerships between schools and Women Against Abuse possible. Thank you so much.
Well, we wouldn't be standing here today we would not be here today together without our incredible founding sponsor, Verizon, which has supported the Women Against Abuse I Pledge campaign since its inception 11 years ago. Verizon has been a champion in the effort to end domestic violence, both locally and nationally. And we are so grateful for their continued leadership. It is now my pleasure to introduce you to Douglas Smith, who is the Vice President of State Government Affairs for Verizon, Pennsylvania.
Thank you, Janine. I'm very, very pleased to be here on behalf of Verizon. We're very excited to be here with all of you today, particularly because it's been each and every year for 11 years, and we're very, very proud of that. It's a demonstration of Verizon's commitment to ending domestic violence. So thank you to Mayor Kenny, our special guests and elected officials, Women Against Abuse Executive Director and President Janine Lizitsky, and the entire Women Against Abuse staff for championing such an important effort and having us here today. Thank you, Janine, for your hard work and dedication in putting together another tremendous event, and your tireless efforts in this critical campaign each year to improve the lives in the Philadelphia area. iPledge has become such an important platform for Women Against Abuse's advocacy and systems change work, rallying the community around the need for increased resources and interventions for people experiencing domestic violence. At Verizon, we stand together with all the work being done to fight domestic violence, and that's demonstrated by the $7.6 million in cash grants we provided to nonprofits that support domestic violence prevention, including several in the Philadelphia region. Verizon, as a long-standing partner of Women Against Abuse, is honored to be a part of this important campaign. So together with organizations like Women Against Abuse, we can truly make a difference. So again, thank you for allowing Verizon to be your partner in this truly important work, and we encourage all Philadelphians to take a stand against domestic violence and support iPledge and its tireless efforts. Thank you.
Thank you, Verizon, for your commitment to ending domestic violence. We are now ready to close out today's event with a group pledge recitation. And we're excited to have Christian, a member of the Women Against Abuse Prevention Team, help us out. Will the entire prevention team and all of today's speakers and honorees please join us on the stage to lead the pledge? We'd also welcome any elected officials and the city's Office of Domestic Violence Strategies to join us as well on the stage. Let's give them all a big round of applause.
Is it afternoon yet? Okay, cool. Good afternoon. As we wait for the rest of the team members to come up, some folks take some time, easing into it. I wanted to talk a little bit about how we formed this pledge. And when I say we, actually the youth that we worked with and what process we went through. But first, I'm gonna get Kwa to come back because I want to explain this real quick. I think it needs a little bit of attention. We designed these shirts because we're going to be giving them out to the youth that we work with. So they're in gray. Okay, we're gonna go to the title. Our program is called SAFER. It's safety awareness for every relationship. So we wanted it to give it a little snippet of what we try to offer in our lessons in our schools. And of course, Philadelphia, you see the skyline right here, right? It's over the heart, because if anywhere needs to know how to love, it's Philadelphia, right? Okay, cool, that's it, right? Thank you, Kwa. And then to form the pledge, we worked with youth at a shelter, and we went through the basics of our curriculum. We said, what does it mean to be in a relationship? What does an abusive relationship look like? What does an unhealthy or healthy relationship look like? And we wanted them to start thinking about these things critically and then figure out what it would mean to address it. Address the problem of domestic and intimate partner violence. And one of the students said, you know what? My dad abused my mom. My grandmother abused my dad. Somebody abused her. What can we do? And then that's when we had to get to the real, what do we need to unlearn and then learn to break this cycle? So this is what these young people came up with, and we're going to say the pledge together. But first, some instructions. The first, Stephanie's going to say the pledge in Spanish, phrase by phrase, and then Sarah's going to say the same phrase in English. After each phrase, the audience is going to repeat. So Stephanie's going to say something in Spanish, you're going to repeat in Spanish, and then Sarah's going to say something in English, and then you're going to repeat in English. We got that? And hopefully this mic is going to be very clear throughout, okay? All right, are we ready? Listos? All right, cool.
Okay, for my Spanish speakers, prometo.
I pledge
Adoptar una postura en contra de la violencia entre parejas adolescentes.
Adoptar una postura en contra de la violencia entre parejas adolescentes.
to take a stand against teen dating violence.
Prometo expresarme en contra de la violencia entre parejas adolescentes.
Prometo expresarme en contra de la violencia entre parejas adolescentes.
I pledge to speak out against teen dating violence.
En mi círculo de amigos,
Círculo de amigos,
In my circle of friends,
para animar a mis compañeros a buscar ayuda y apoyo.
Para animar a mis compañeros a buscar ayuda y apoyo.
to encourage my peers to seek help and support.
y no avergonzar a nadie que experimente la violencia entre parejas adolescentes.
y no avergonzar a nadie que experimente la violencia entre parejas adolescentes.
And not to shame anyone experiencing teen dating violence. En mis relaciones,
En mis relaciones,
in my relationships, prometo tener compasión por mi pareja.
prometo tener compasión por mi pareja.
I pledge to have compassion for my partner. Nunca presionarla o hacerla sentir intimidada.
Nunca presionarla o hacerla sentir intimidada.
To never pressure them or make them feel intimidated. Establecer límites para mí mismo.
Establecer límites para mí mismo.
To set boundaries for myself. Respetar los límites de mi pareja.
Respetar los límites de mi pareja.
To respect my partner's boundaries. Ser honesto con mi pareja y permitirle ser honesta conmigo.
Ser honesto con mi pareja y permitirle ser honesta conmigo.
And to be honest with my partner and allow them to be honest with me. En mi comunidad. In my community. Prometo ser un aliado activo. I pledge to be an active ally. Crear conciencia y compartir mis conocimientos. To raise awareness and share my knowledge. Y participar en campañas en contra de la violencia entre parejas adolescentes. And to participate in anti-teen dating violence campaigns. Prometo difundir el mensaje de que la violencia entre parejas adolescentes es inaceptable. I pledge to spread the word that teen dating violence is unacceptable. Yes, time to stand up, speak up, and show up. Thank you for joining us today. We encourage you to take the I Pledge Challenge campaign at the Verizon Mobile station, I Pledge station right there, and then download the I Pledge Toolkit. Together, we can ensure the young people in our community, the safer our relationships throughout Philadelphia. Thank you so much, everyone. God bless you.